Hey there, and welcome back to some Ravenswatch. It's been a while since I've done any videos on this thing, but I'm getting ready for Chapter 3 to release. I mean, the game's still in early access, so that you gotta keep that in mind. But the third chapter will be out here on the 22nd or the 23rd of April, so next week from whenever this posts. So it's gonna be pretty cool. We're gonna do some Beowulf, so we're playing on Nightmare difficulty, which is, they've changed this since, you know, the last time I'd like really been playing it. I'm not sure entirely how I feel about this difficulty system right now, where like each of the difficulty ones, like it starts off with kind of making some enemies stronger, the boss is stronger and stuff, but it reduces how much XP you get, which, I mean, don't get me wrong, it makes it harder because you really have to be efficient on like how you're doing things. And if you want to hit level 5 for that ultimate talent ability and stuff, you got to be super careful with how you do camps and stuff in order to actually get the boss with that ability. So it is difficult, but sometimes it just feels bad. All right, what's our first upgrade gonna be? Ignited enemies explode when they die, deal damage, explode, or shield charge. Explosive fire is kind of fun, but it's like super niche and when it's like actually good. So I'm gonna go shield charge because overall I think just generally using it, it's just better. We're gonna run up here first, see what camp this is. We'll go over here. We're not gonna be able to get any items out of the wishing well right away, but we can at least get the freaking fast travel point, you know. I'm gonna aggro everybody, come across here, light them up on fire. And we gotta keep an eye on the guys in the back, and as they go to start like charging on us, like now, kind of block it with our defense, followed by special back across. Thanks to that charge, we can use our trait, charge across there, finish off him before he can actually attack, and then we circle this dude to make sure, you know, he can't hit us before we finish him off. Overall, very clean, easy fight, honestly. The vision camps actually giving you XP now is a really solid change. I really like that, because before they were really nice just to know where different camps were at, but you know, at a certain point it was just kind of useless to have them. Now in general, right, it is not good to do fights like this, right? You're just gonna waste your time. I kind of wanted to try and wipe out some of these little ghouls kind of quick because you can sometimes do it fast, and now I've sort of overcommitted a little bit. Don't do this, right? You need to make sure every fight you're doing is giving you 2 things, basically, because every fight is going to give you at least one thing, and that is XP. But if all you're getting is XP, that means you're wasting your time, because you should be fighting dudes to also get items, more XP, like the vision camp, or you know, something. There needs to be some other incentive to just fighting enemies to get that experience to level up. We are hitting level 2, so I'm kind of curious to see what we get. I'm hoping to finish him with our special. Not quite enough, so we had to charge across or dash across to make sure he didn't actually hit us. When this dude goes to attack, we'll open up with our defense. Now we were able to stagger him. I didn't want to commit to that, like the idea of staggering him to not get hit, which is why I did my defense. Let's see what our upgrade is. The sparkling shield is very solid too, so like blocking things retaliates the damage. Very solid. Retaliation, also very fun. I think we're going to go retaliation simply because it's a higher upgrade, though I think the sparkling shield is the overall better choice. I did the defense to kind of like, you know, block his chain thing, and then we were able to re-engage with the defense and then get some big hits on him. Dash across there. We're going to use our special here in a moment, except we don't need to. I wanted to use the special to avoid any attacks he might have. We can block with that and then reposition away from any attacks, followed by a trait into our special. Dodge over that side using the power to stagger both of them, and then we're going to win. Dash across there because it can finish them off and give us those enhanced attacks to get rid of the scarecrow. Now I definitely think with like Beowulf and really any of the characters, do not hesitate to use your abilities, right? Do not hesitate to just put them out there and use your trait, all those types of things, unless you've got a really niche thing and you need to make sure they're off cooldown, because like ultimately you need to burn things quickly so that you have more time to keep doing things. So definitely don't be afraid to do this. Dragon Hide to give us more armor when our HP is low, to just give us more survivability, especially since Beowulf has some built-in healing abilities with his trait enhanced defense. Ooh, this is a tumor. I don't know that I can like actually take this right now. I like want to try, but I don't. I'm feeling a little leery about it because it could take a very long time. It could be solid in that, you know, we're weakening the boss and maybe some decent XP. No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. We're gonna move on. I've seen some things or people were kind of upset with some of the, like, the Dream Shard changes, where you can't break open the crystals if you're actively, like, in combat. So I personally think it was kind of a smart change, because, like, even I would do this sometimes, where, like, I would just run into chambers, you know, camps and stuff, in order to clear out the enemies really fast. Or not even clear out the enemies really fast. I would just run into the camp, not even fight the enemies, and I would, you know, get the Dream Shards and then split. And obviously that's kind of cheesy. Like, yeah, it's a strategy, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, it's like, you know, it's not really what they wanted. So I think it's a reasonable change. As far as this goes, ultimately, I think upgrades are kind of your best choice, because upgrading your talents can be incredibly strong, especially if you can pull out an Excalibur, so you get a ton of damage for having legendary upgrades. But I'm a sucker for items, and since I already know where the Wishing Well is, I'm probably going to take Dream Shards. XP is also low-key pretty solid, especially on these, like, upper difficulties where, like, you don't actually get very much experience. And so being able to suddenly get a lot of XP is very nice, because you can suddenly find yourself really hurting for that XP. Of course, there's a healing cultist right now. Why wouldn't there? Trait to burn across them. These berserker dudes are pretty obnoxious. We're going to have to dash across and then step out of that. And we're just going to wail on this guy for a moment. We're going to use our empowered trait here, dash, to finish off all of them, and then 2 attacks to break that. I made a mistake a moment ago. I started running that way. I needed to come right up here to see what was going on, because I knew this was higher level stuff. I want to clear out all the easy camps to, like, kind of empower myself as much as possible before the harder ones. But I'm being kind of sloppy, which is why I'm trying to practice more before the 3rd chapter comes out, is to just really, like, try and get myself better at the game again. I used my special there to avoid the hook, because I knew it was going to come out, and you know, with the empowerment on it, made it pretty good. Use this trait again. We're going to go back into another special. Boom, back out. And then, yeah, he's staggered. Dash across with our defense so that we get those enhanced auto attacks. And we go over to this side, trait, and then power. Easy fight. Not bad. Pretty clean overall. Beowulf, I find a super satisfying character. All the characters are very satisfying. But, like, I find the flow of his abilities with his trait and stuff to really, like, mix and match depending on the situation that you're in is just freaking amazing. I think it's just great. Alright, we're back over here at the Wishing Well, like I didn't do earlier, because I decided I wanted to try and go about a different way. We should be able to stagger him. No, not quite. Maybe if I'd pulled out my special right away, I probably could have done it, but then I saved it right there because his armor drops once he's staggered, so that worked out pretty nicely for me. Once he winds up his attack, we're going to defense to block and just get on the other side. We've got quite a bit of Dream Shards. Not quite enough for 2 items, but pretty close. Special power, more armor. Most of these are pretty solid. If I had more talents toward either one of these, that would really decide it for me. I personally tend to prefer the power kind of upgrades and builds, so I'll go for that, and then we'll go from there, kind of depending on what we find, right? We're going to root across, or dash to avoid the roots there, move away from that thing. I was hoping the pig explosion would stagger that thing, but it didn't, and that's fine. Dash, or defense to charge across him, and then we'll be able to finish him off just like that. We have the boss key right here, and so we can just hop right up here and take on the boss. We should hit level 3 as we, like, go to get into this camp, because of, you know, how close we are in clearing out these enemies. We're going to special to kind of clear a bunch of them out, followed by a trait enhanced power, defense to block the rock, and dash across. He should not stagger, I guess. Again, I was really hoping to stagger him. Didn't matter, we were able to dash through. 3rd upgrade, Runes of War. After hitting with defense, gives us AoE around us. Fantastic. Heavy strikes, not a fan. I've tried a few times to, like, really dig it, and sometimes I like using it, but it's just not, it's not amazing. The problem with it is, you know, the swings are so long, you end up, like, losing so much, like, safety, because you're committed for such a long time with your attacks that you're so vulnerable. You're so vulnerable, you end up getting caught by so many more attacks. I don't like it. Not a fan. There was an argument to be said with, like, some big crit build types of things, like guaranteed crits and stuff, where you could, like, avoid, or, you know, get some really meaty hits going on there. But, you know, I don't often get that opportunity. We need dash away. I wanted to stagger him. There's a stagger. We're going to use our trait and special to get some more damage. Be ready to use our defense for this chomp that's going just like that. We need to back away again, trigger his acid, and then use our trait and power. Once he goes for the chomp here, just like that, because every time he finishes it up, he's going to alternate with some of those attacks. Just be ready to do whatever invulnerability defense thing we can type of do. Overall, clean fight, no problems here. What is our item? Ooh, all cursed ones. All right. Special does more, increased cooldown. Whenever we die, we get strengths and vulnerable. I've never tried Witch's Broom. I kind of want to, but I don't want a 50% damage increase at this difficulty. It's really scary. We're going to run the Nightmare Ichor just for that. A really powerful special could be really good. I teleported up here, but honestly, I think I want to clear whatever this is and then go hit that the pig quest. I've been really iffy on whether or not the pig quests have been worth it for me, because they've done a good change with them as far as like you get XP for each like threshold of material you give the pig. But there's been quite a few where like I do it and I just cannot defend the pig house for the life of me, and it's been very frustrating, and ultimately it's a big waste of my time. Now you may be wondering, why did I run up over to him right now? I did that because when I walked into this camp, I noticed there were a lot of trees. It felt like there were a lot of trees, which was telling me, hey, this is probably a wood pig, and if there's a wood pig, that means we get wood for defeating the treants. So if I clear this camp and then go to the pig, he's going to say, hey, go back to this camp and take out treants to get wood, which sucks. I would rather kill two birds with one stone. So we're going to maybe talk to him. Yeah, see? Just like that. He wants us to go back over there. It might be faster to do this. I don't know. There's some wood right there, too. Too bad we're in combat, so I'm not actually going to go for it right now. We're going to wait for something to try and do an attack on us before we defense across. I love the ability to just re-maneuver around thanks to the defense. Now, I was able to use our special just a moment ago to really maneuver ourselves through and avoid attacks. We need to move again. I put myself in a really bad spot there. Yeah, really bad positioning. I was trying to juggle around just a little bit too much. Bad thing was that Nightmare Ichor, like, yes, it really increases our special damage, which can be super huge for us. However, it is a big tool for us as far as like invulnerability, and when we are no longer able to use it very often, it can really make us a lot more fragile. Would that have made a difference in a moment ago? Maybe not, but it's something to think about. Armor, reduce power cooldown. I guess we're gonna do the power cooldown. Let's go ahead and start it off big like that. Bam. There we go. Nice. All right, normally, again, right, would not necessarily recommend going for these like random wilderness fights, because if you're not getting multiple things out of it, why are you doing it? Well, we are right now. We're getting dream shards right there. We're getting 2 things of wood. So ultimately, I think it was kind of worth it. Plus, the XP. This camp here is going to give us a lot of XP. We're going to walk away from all them. Hopefully, they don't travel with us too far. There's like enemies on that section, but we can kind of just skirt them from this left side and then go right for this big section right here. We're going to use our special to avoid his attacks, followed by defense to get away from those roots. Move again with our dash. We need to kind of position on a different side just to be ready to avoid things using our defense just like that. I love the charge on it because of the reposition ability. Use our trait enhanced special to do a lot of damage. We're actually going to use our defense here in a moment when he goes to do a big slam. If he does, we were able to use it just to stagger him. I kind of assumed he would slam next, which I think I was right, but who knows. Oh yeah, we have way more than enough. This will get us to level 4. We're going to be in a solid position for this fight. Worm power leaves a trail of fire that deals more. I like that. The battle cry is actually very solid too. Obviously, I've got the icon. I've won with it before. With a power build, super strong. You can power, trait, power. And then depending with all the upgrades, you can have like just power, and do a ton of damage. I do really like the fire one, and that's what I'm going to do. Just because I think it's fun. The bad thing is the other one is like kind of like always useful. So like you don't, even though you activate your trait, you don't have to use it on the power. It just refreshes it. So you could like do something else. Whereas this one, you have to use a trait on the power in order to get that mileage. But you know, you can see how like that fire trail is just constantly doing damage. And I do really like that. Special should be off cooldown as enemies show up, which is great. Daytime, which is kind of nice for these pigs because it means they're exploding, which can be really helpful for actually clearing out groups of them. At the same time, you know, they can hit the house, which is not great. I kind of triggered his attack. He might have already been doing it anyways, but I did that just to, like, you know, avoid the hits. You need to back out of that as well. Use a power. We're going to use our special to avoid his thing. Now, I saw the other dude exploding, so I backed myself out. We're going to use our defense to dash, finish him, gets us the runes as well, plus those charge attacks. Move across there, use our trait, enhanced power, defense to kind of block those. Charge across, we need to dash now, and just recircle around, kind of avoid some of those webs and stuff. We're going to use our defense. I didn't really want to right there because I had my trait on it, but I wasn't getting any healing out of it, right? We're going to use our special to avoid those webs, trait, and then power again. Dash forward to avoid that route because we're always keeping an eye across the field. Now look how nice these runes are because they are going to clear out all these extra little like trash minions and stuff. The house is taking a lot of damage, so I kind of have to be careful, right? Because look at all these spiders that are slowly starting to like accumulate. So we really need to make sure we're actually clearing these big guys. I think we're going to be just fine though. Taking a bit of damage here, which is a little unfortunate. Trait with another power finishes him, and then we finish off all these guys. I really didn't want to dash that way, but it's fine. Yeah, almost level 5. We've got 4 minutes left. It's pretty okay. Legendary item. What do we do? Philosopher's Stone, I'm a big fan of. It can allow you to really stack up vitality. Vorpal Blade is also amazing. It's really great in Pied Piper. I found Swan Cloak can be nice for healing. I think I'm just going to go Philosopher's Stone, honestly. Yeah, and we're just going to see if we can't build up a bit of some vitality. I find building vitality or doing like a vitality item build is a lot of fun. But you got to have like just the right items in order to do it. Big guys was trigger their attacks. We're actually going to use our defense here to heal us. Dash across. Now we're going to try and get rid of some of these guys. We're going to use our special to cleave through a lot of them all at once, followed by a power. Dash through. I didn't have the dash. Use my defense. Dodge around. Ugh. So aggressive. Way too aggressive, dude. That's my problem here, right? There is a correct way to play, especially on these upper difficulties, and that's being very careful to make sure you're not taking damage, you're not dropping, because again, on this upper difficulty, you don't have the respawns to use to play aggressively, so you can't be doing what I'm doing, and I just can't help it. I can't help but play super aggressive, and I need to fix that. Again, kind of why I'm doing this. Special gaining a charge, huge, because we have that increased cooldown, so now 2 charges of it, lots of damage, very solid. We definitely want this to heal us up, right? Wait for that thing to finish before doing a trail of fire, just like that. Special across, use our defense, boom, followed by another special. Yeah, easy fight. Yeah. All right, here we go. See if we can't do a good job with this one. I kind of want to get the Scarecrow early, just in case, you know, I flub things. Trait and then power. We're going to do a special right across there, avoids all the fire. Another special right across like that, and then power again, defense to block some of that crap, dash across, and look at all this AoE damage we're able to do. A trait with another power, let some enemies kind of like walk into it. Defense, get across, do some more AoE, followed by another special. That level 5 trigger was fantastic because it heals us up, and it means we're just totally ready for the boss. Ideally having more, him with less health down would be fantastic or whatever. I do like both of these. I might do the Dragon Flight one. I feel like I haven't been using that one lately, so I kind of want to do it. Dash cooldown. Power gains a charge. Power deals more damage. We already have 2 charges of special. The bad thing was having lots of skills with lots of charges. It can be good to deal lots of things all the time, but at a certain point, it's just too many skills. You're not activating them all. I don't know. Dash cooldown is a safe choice. It's a good defensive option. Can be aggressive, etc., etc. So I'm going to go with that. There's no way I'm going to be able to finish off a tumor in this minute. So maybe what I can hope to do is to get some of these dream shards, and then maybe I'll be able to, you know, get another item off of the Wishing Well, and that would be pretty solid, right? So right here will give us maybe, it's not going to be enough. It's going to be like 20 at the most. Yeah, we need 10 more, which is kind of a problem. Yeah, there's some right there. Trait, boom, defense across. Look at that. Move across, special to deal some damage. Dash across again, another power. Followed by a trait into a special, boom. To dash back across, defense. And hopefully we can finish him off here in the next few seconds. Trait and power. Oh, I didn't get the trait. Boom. I love that. It's so fun. There we go. One more item. Smart choice would probably be right here, go to this camp. That's an extra revive we could get. That would be the safe choice. But the fun choice would be to do this. Maybe I'll do... maybe I'll just do the power charge. Special gaining another... Maybe... we'll do special to another chain charge. Maybe I can do some, like, stupid, just, like, special spam on the boss. And that will be, like, how I deal a lot of damage against him when it comes time for that DPS phase. Here we go. Boss time. Let's start with a trait into power. Oh, look at that. I was able to catch both of them like that, which is fantastic. Dodge around to avoid some of that artillery strike. Now, as this dude goes to slap into us, we'll use our special to avoid it. Get a hit. I was hoping to stagger him, but I can do some kind of cheeky dodges like this. Trait and then another power was not enough to catch the boss that time. I wasn't quite positioned correct. We're going to use our defense to charge across like that. I thought that tentacle was still alive, which is why I charged that way. Didn't need it. Cool thing with this fight too is like we can actually keep getting those healing globes, which can be pretty nice because we'll be able to build stacks of vitality thanks to the sorcerer's stone or alchemy stone, whatever it's called. Using our trait again, circling around them, followed by this. We'll go right around here. If you ever find like you're really low on health on this boss, use your trait enhanced defense when he does the artillery strike. That's a lot of HP you can stack up from that. So like right here, we got 18, which is pretty good. If you have the upgrade that gives you more healing or an item that gives you more healing, you're gonna do a ton of healing, right? It's pretty impressive how much it actually is. Now I'm gonna save my defense because I want to save it for our DPS phase here in just a moment. So we will activate trait, power, ultimate, defense, and then special, 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 another power. All right, respectable damage, considering I don't have anything super great, like crazy going on as far as like my build goes. I was pretty happy with that, honestly. We'll just move away like this. Defense to block that, move right back across. Special again. Oh, ooh, dodging all the stuff, right? What I could probably do is be a little more aggressive on my special uses. I've got 3 charges. I should be like constantly using them, honestly. We're gonna use that. I moved backwards because if I went into the boss, I probably would have gotten clipped by a thorn thing, and I just really didn't care to. We will be able to use our special here to avoid his attack as well as a couple thorns. We still got clipped by one, which sucks. And I'm just circling him right now. Even though, honestly, I should have just hit him. And guess what? That would have staggered the dude. So, you know, not the smartest of choices. Now we're just going to work our way around like this. I still got hit by one. I was a little worried about getting kind of slapped. And now we'll just wait there and then go. Kind of trigger his attack. Trait. And there, use our defense because I don't think I was going to be able to actually move out in time. And now we go across like this, followed by that special to finish him. Now we got to get rid of him and that. Again, kind of like I did on that last run, I'm actually going to save some of my cooldowns. I will use my ultimate now, followed by that trait and power, because why not? Boom, and then we spin, and we spin. Oh, I didn't have the attacks ready. Oh, come on. Come on. Finish him off. There we go. Nice. I was a little worried I wasn't going to win there. I did mess up. I forgot that when I use my defense, I need to, like, do 2 auto attacks before I like really open up some other attacks, because like if you we have the 2 empowered basic attacks when we use our defense, but if you wait too long you don't get them. And so because I kept using ability after my defense, I didn't get those. Now you could easily argue that like me using 3 specials back to back is way worth it. I hit save. I swear I hit saving. I don't know what I did. I was trying to hit continue and keep going. We're going to go to chapter 2 now. I'm not very good at this one, and it's because I don't spend a lot of time in it, but again, that's why I'm playing the game again right now. Alright, chapter 2. Chapter 2 is pretty cool. I like it. I'm not very good at it because, again, I don't spend a lot of time doing it because I just, you know, I play stupid. But I do think it's cool. I don't like it as much as chapter 1, per se. And I think that's for a few reasons. I haven't, like, fully explored my thoughts on it, right? But just a couple feelings right here, and it does, I think part of it is kind of the aesthetic. Like, I like how it looks and stuff, but part of what I don't like is that, like, the other one feels like the place is actually, like, corrupted and things are bad, right? Like, you got nasty looking pig dudes, you've got, you know, the ghosts, you know, it just, the the ghouls. Like, it just seems like the land is corrupted, like, everything around, like, the whole terrain, just everything, environment. Whereas this, it doesn't really give me that same feeling, right? It's like, yeah, there's, like, bones, there's gnolls all over the place, but the gnolls just feel like gnolls, like, it's just, you know, like, yeah, that's what they are. It's not like there's some twisted version. The genies and Efreeties and stuff, like, yeah, like, again, I guess, but it just doesn't have that same weight to it. It is cool. The other bad thing about it is I honestly just find the enemies more annoying. Not even like, oh, they're tough, so, like, that's why I don't like them. It's like, no, I think they're kind of just more annoying. They're tough, like, they are tough, don't get me wrong. But I don't enjoy fighting them a whole lot. Like, most of them I find super irritating to play against. Like, these guys, I don't enjoy going against. I don't particularly enjoy the gnolls. The crabs are super frustrating. Like, they're all just kind of annoying, which is a little unfortunate because the game overall is a blast to play, and it's not even like the enemies are maybe badly designed or anything. I don't know. I just don't enjoy them a whole lot. Just don't. Vitality for magic objects is kind of cool. We have a lot of magical objects, actually, which will give us a ton of vitality. I think that's what I'm going to do. And the cool thing with that, too, is, right, 40 vitality, 246 health. So the cool thing is, right, our dragon scales gives us armor for missing health. So, like, it's the same amount, right? Like, if we're at, you know, our 50% health, it's still the same amount of armor, regardless of how much our number is. So, like, even though we're going to be at 120 health, like, that's still 50%. So, basically, a bigger number means, like, we can be at low health and still have a good number while still getting a lot of armor. I like that a lot. Now, if I can get a bonus to healing or something, that would be pretty solid. Or an Ogre Blood item would be pretty dope as well, because that will allow us to get some damage for our vitality, and since we've got that scaling with just picking up vitality globes and stuff, that could get us some, like, kind of nice, like, build up, you know, 4-hour damage. I don't know, I haven't seen a wishing well yet, so whether or not I'm gonna find anything worth using here. Oh, please finish it. Oh no, get away from me. Special cross, boom. Move away, try and avoid those. I'm really bad at avoiding those feathers. I don't know what it is. I see those things come at me, and I'm like a deer in the headlights. I cannot, for the life of me, consistently dodge them. I don't know what it is. Very bad for me. Very bad. Phoenixes are kind of cool. Again, kind of annoying. Don't give me the super dark corrupted thing like they do when I, like, really look at them. But I don't know. I guess. Dash away. Trait. Power, defense. I'm not, and see, again, part of it is because I just don't play against these enemies very much, so I'm not, like, super comfortable with, like, how best to play against them, right? So, like, I know there's a certain amount that is just me. I don't know. There's level 6. What are we gonna get? Power explodes, or the worm special finisher explodes. We're gonna do fiery size now. We have the power stuff, like, right? But with our special doing so much, having an enhanced, like, super powerful trait special would be pretty baller. The bad thing is, you know, we're kind of competing now with different trait upgrades, which is a kind of frustrating port. I was going to say portion, and then I started to say part. It's a frustrating part of Beowulf's kit, is if you get conflicting upgrades with his trait and abilities, it can be frustrating because you want to use your trait on all these different things. Now, at the same time, like, you can just, you know, pick and choose, like, which one do I use at this time, right? What's going to be the correct choice here, right? And then go with it from there. Now, after we use our trait, that's when we do the worm flight, because when the worm flight is active, we can't use our trait again, so we actually have to, like, wait for it to come off cooldown. So I definitely like to use my trait followed by, you know, the ultimate ability. Overall, pretty good fight there. Is it worth it to do dream shards or upgrades? I think I might just do freaking XP, dude. If I'd taken the time and, like, done some upgrades on my talents, then I could have done the 2 upgrade thing, and that would have been a solid choice. But of course, I didn't do that, so not what I was gonna do. Trait by our power. We need to be able to dodge and block the big Null's attacks. Maybe part of the reason I don't like Chapter 2 as much is because of the big Nulls. Like, what is the counterplay for them, right? All the other big dudes, I'm like, okay, I see their moves, I know what to do, but they have this huge, big AoE sweep attack that goes around 3 times. It moves them forward, so I have to, like, really move to avoid it. Like, what is the counterplay other than to run away or hope that I have some kind of, like, defense off of cooldown in order to avoid it? I just don't understand, right? We're going to use our special to just really cleave through some dudes like this, right? Back across again, hoping to stagger some of them. Use our ultimate to kind of finish them, or maybe stagger them. Defense works out pretty nice for us, so good charge attacks there, and maybe we'll finish him. Yeah, there we go. Special, not enough. 2, 3. Oh, what was that swinging accuracy? Finish him? Okay, all right, we're at 56 vitality, dude. Isn't that nice? Getting close to level 7. There is a wishing well, which is cool. It is a red camp, which is a little frustrating. I'm gonna clear this because I want those dream shards. So that's the only reason I'm doing this right here. Dash across, special. And then trait. I didn't need to use the trait. More vitality. Boom, boom, boom. Ooh, 2 of them. Alright. Boom. Defense, just try and block as many of those as possible. Followed by another special. We'll use our ultimate now. I think that might have been a mistake. I could have used my trait empowered ability again here, like, pretty soon after that. I'm holding off on my defense to try and avoid one of those, while also trying to block the freaking laser beam trait into a power. Might have been worth it to do it as that special. I don't know. Dodge away from that to try and avoid the damage. I'm trying to stagger him. It worked out. Now we bring him down. Trait was our special. There we go. And we hit level 7. Special sends out a shockwave, dealing power damage. I do like that. And you can track where it goes. So when you spin around, it's not on cooldown. But we have 3 charges, so that can be pretty gnarly for us. Damage for dream shards. Health at critical health, gain regeneration. I think that's what I'm going to go with right now. Just to, like, really make us durable. We do not have any you know, respawns or feathers, so having some health to bring us back is pretty amazing for us. We're going to use some defense, trying to avoid all this crap, dodge around, and then we're going to special, dodge across, special again, trait, power, and defense, boom. This stupid healer dude is going to be so annoying. Dodge away. We're just going to try and play some bullet hell here, trait and power, special. Oh, how did we miss? Our defense will stagger him. Cool. Man, I would really like some Ogre Blood. Alright, we're going to actually use our dragon to just go in there and just wreak some havoc for us, hopefully. Boom. We need to just play it really safe here. These dark genes can be incredibly dangerous, especially when they get these, like, homing missiles out. Boom. Oh, this is getting a little scary. Dodge around that. I want to pick up that globe. Keep circling. Use our defense. Boom. Trait. Boom. Special. Trying to... My special wasn't off cooldown. And I just ate, like, 5 Shadow Blasts to the face at once. We had some good potential there. Yeah. it's just similar. I die a lot trying to beat Nightmare, which I mean kind of makes sense, right? It's the hardest difficulty. You're not supposed to always win, like unless you're like super duper good and always getting the right picks. It's just, it shouldn't be happening like all the time, right? I mean, when I play Slay the Spire and I'm doing Ascension 20, is every Ascension 20 run victory? I'm not Jorbs, so you know, it's fine. But I'm really excited for Chapter 3. I can't wait to see how that one goes. It looks pretty cool. Seeing another hero would be cool too, as well. As you can see, I have not tried Sun Wukong at all yet, so you know, I have to see. I really hope. I've seen a lot of people saying things about Robin Hood be kind of cool. I think having I'm all about Rostam, Persian hero, be super cool. I think he would be awesome. It would be another actual like big warrior character. That would be awesome. And he wouldn't have a sword. He could have like a big mace thing and do stuff with like his horse. It would be awesome. Be really cool. But thanks for checking it out. Hope you guys kind of enjoyed it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Until if I do another one, you know, whatever. Take care.